Hello friends, in this lecture we will discuss one of the classification of time series analysis. In the previous lecture we have studied all those three classifications and the fourth was remaining. So in this lecture we will study the fourth one, that is ESM method or exponential smoothing method. So it is one of the important topic. Okay, it is one of the important topic in forecasting, that is exponential smoothing method. Okay, exponential smoothing method. In short, it is also known as ESM method. Okay, in short, it is also known as ESM method. And I can remind you that in the forecasting, you can say that 60% of the numericals are directly asked from this topic only. Okay, 60% of the numericals are asked from this topic only, and the formula is very easy. Okay, you do not need to remember everything. Okay, the formula is very easy, you can remember it directly, and it one liner question. Okay, 2 marks question, one liner. Okay, so we will see the formula. Okay, we will see where we will use it. Okay, what are its advantages, everything we will discuss about exponential smoothing method. Okay, so basically this method says that it requires only latest demand. It requires only latest demand and old forecast data. It requires only latest demand. Okay, it do not require a long previous data. Okay, you do not look for the past records. Okay, for a very past record, you can say that in the last lecture we were studying that find the forecast for the 5th month. So the previous 4 records were given. So in one of the case we were considering all those 4s. In one of the case we were discarding the previous oldest one and we were considering the latest one. But in this case it only says that I do not require a very past record. Okay, I only require the latest demand. Okay, the latest demand and some old forecast data. So basically 2 things are required, one demand data and one forecast data. In the previous cases we were only requiring the demand data, so it says that it only requires a demand data and a forecast data. So suppose I am taking an example. Okay, it is just an example. I will tell you that how to use the formula. Suppose it says that the demand and forecast for the month of June is 25 and 30 respectively. Okay, the demand and forecast for the month of June are given. So it is asking that find the forecast for the month of July. Okay, you can see that they are asking for the forecast for the month of July, and the given information is of only June. So it says that I require only latest demand and old forecast data. Okay, so you have to find the forecast for the month of June and July, and the record of June is provided. And one more thing will be given in the question, that is it is given that take alpha equals to 0.3. What is this alpha? I will tell you. Okay, what is this alpha? I will tell you. So they have said that take alpha equals to 0.3. So what we basically do, if you want to find the forecast for the month of July, then you have to consider for the previous records of June. Okay, so for the forecast for the month of July is equals to forecast for the month of June plus alpha into demand of June minus forecast of. Okay, it is very simple. So we will put the value forecast for the month of June. You can see the demand and forecast are given. The forecast for the month of June is 30 plus alpha they are saying take it as 0.3, the demand is 25 minus 30, you can just calculate it, it will be minus 5 and it is going to be minus 1.5. 30 minus 1.5, it is going to be 28.5. okay, 28.5. so you can just see the formula is very much simple. The formula is very much simple. You just require the one forecast data and one demand data. okay, you just require one forecast data and one demand data. This alpha is a constant, it will be provided in the question by the examiner. okay, this alpha will be provided to you in the question, and if not provided you can find it. okay, if not provided then you can find it. So we will just look what is this alpha and from where did we got the formulas. So the alpha, the alpha is basically a factor, and the factor is known as exponential smoothing factor. Exponential smoothing factor. This alpha is exponential smoothing factor, and this alpha is equals to 2 upon n plus 1. 2 upon n plus 1. From where this value came, it is a long derivation. okay, you need not to remember the derivations. okay, for GATE examination you need not to remember the derivations, and it is given in some of the books. okay, you can refer the S-Chan book. okay, it will be written there. And where n is number of periods. okay, n is number of periods or number of months. okay, number of periods or number of months. So suppose if n is provided 9, suppose I am saying that, suppose that n is 9. so what is alpha? Alpha equals to 2 upon 9 plus 1. It is going to be 0.2. so in this way you can find the alpha, but generally the alpha values are provided directly in the questions. okay, alpha values are provided directly in the questions, so you need not to remember this formula, but it is a small one, you can remember it. okay, it is a small one, you can remember it. This is 2 upon n plus 1, where is any number of periods, and number of periods will be provided to you. Number of periods will be provided to you. So basically in the last example we used one formula. okay, we used one formula that forecast for the month of June, let's say for th period. okay, forecast for the month of July we have to find, so let July be th period. okay, and what we have written? We have written equals to forecast for the month of June. so the June will be latest one, that is t minus 1. okay, t is for July and t minus 1 is for June. okay, the latest one, plus the factor alpha into d for June. so this is t minus 1 and minus it is f t minus 1. so this is one small formula. This is one small formula, and this formula is directly going to provide you 2 marks or 1 mark. okay, so from where we got this formula? okay, from where we got this formula? so we will see it from where we got this formula. So basically there is an infinite series. okay, there is an infinite series. There is an infinite series. okay, so this infinite series is like the weighted moving average method only. okay, WMAM. okay, so the infinite series says that suppose you have to find the forecast for the th month or th period. okay, you have to find the forecast for the th month or th period, then and you have got the infinite number of past records. okay, you have got the infinite number of past records or infinite number of previous demand data. so what you have to do, just write it like this: alpha into the latest demand. The latest demand will be dt minus 1 plus alpha into 1 minus alpha into dt minus 2 plus alpha into 1 minus alpha square dt minus 3 plus alpha into 1 minus alpha cube dt minus 4, and like this continue up to infinity. okay, continue up to the previous records. so you can see that in weighted moving average method also, what we were doing, we were provided with the demand data and we were provided with the weight value. Suppose the demand data is D1, D2 and D3. The weighted value are W1, W2 and W3. Then how we were able to find the forecast? We were just multiplying D3 into W3 plus D2 into W2 plus D1 into W1. You can see you were just multiplying the demand data with the weight, demand data with the weight, demand data with the weight. Here also what you are doing, you are just multiplying the demand data, you are just multiplying the demand data with a constant, you are just multiplying the demand data with a constant, and you can suppose, you can assume this constant, you can assume these constants, you can assume these constants as weight to this individual demand data. So these are basically weights, you can say these are basically weights. So it is just like what? Weighted moving average method only. Okay, it is just like weighted moving average method only. So one question will arise to your mind, sir, in case of weighted moving average method, what we were doing, we were discarding the oldest data and we were including the recent data. Okay, but in this case we are assuming each and every past record. We are assuming each and every past record. Look here, we have provided weights to each and every past record. Okay, it means we can say that, in case of ESM method, each and every demand data is provided with individual weights. Okay, no demand data is included. These are the points, these are the objective questions point. Okay, directly these statements will be written in the examination. Okay, and you need to remember this formula only. Okay, you can see here each and every demand data is provided with individual weights and no any demand data is excluded. Each and every demand data is included, no demand data is left. So you will say that, sir, in the starting you said that this method only requires the latest demand. Okay, this method only requires the latest demand, and now you are saying that the demand you have to include each and every one. So I'm just going to take a special case. Okay, just I'm going to take a special case. Just look here, right here ft. What you are going to do, it is alpha dt minus 1 plus, take 1 minus alpha common. Okay, take 1 minus alpha common. So what you are left with, alpha dt minus 2 plus alpha into 1 minus alpha dt minus 3 and up to infinity. Okay, you can write it like this. And look here, if you are calculating for TS period, then the demand will be T minus 1 and T minus 2 and it is alpha. So look here, it is dt minus 2 into alpha, it is dt minus 3. It means these terms will give you the forecast of ft minus 1th period. Okay, these terms are going to give you the forecast of ft minus 1th period. Okay, because dt minus 2 will be the recent for ft minus 1. Okay, so from here you can write ft equals to alpha dt minus 1 plus 1 minus alpha ft minus 1. It means it says that it requires only latest demand and this old forecast data. This ESM method requires only the latest demand and this old forecast data. When you will expand this, you will find ft equals to ft minus 1 plus alpha dt minus 1 minus ft minus 1. Okay, so this is the formula and it came from the infinite series. This is the formula and it came from the infinite series and it is very important. Okay, very important. I am making it a 3-star formula, so you have to remember this formula. And what is alpha? Alpha is exponential ES factor, exponential smoothing factor, and generally it will be provided. Okay, and you can find generally the alpha value is 0.2. Okay, generally the alpha value is 0.1 or 0.2, which is most frequently used in the industries. Okay, alpha value 0.2 is most frequently used in the industry. Most frequently used in the industry. Now we will look for the sum of the points. Okay, so we will write some important points, and these points are very important. Okay, we will write some important theoretical points about ESM method, and these points has been asked in the question. So first point is that no demand data is eliminated. Okay, no demand data is eliminated. You have seen it, that we are including each and every demand data. Second, individual weights are assigned to each demand data. Okay, each and every demand data are provided with individual weights. One was alpha into alpha minus 1 minus alpha into 1 minus alpha whole square. Okay, so individual weights are assigned to each and every demand data, but these weights are not equal in nature. Okay, so we can also say that equal weights are not assigned. So they are unequal. And how they are unequal? We can also say that highest weight is assigned to the recent demand. Okay, you can see it that for dt minus 1 it was alpha, and for dt minus 2 it was alpha into 1 minus alpha. The alpha value lies between 0 to 1. I will explain it. Okay, just look here, just listen here, that alpha, it is between 0 to 1. So alpha into 1 minus alpha is going to be less than this alpha. Okay, this value is going to be less than alpha. Okay, so we can say that the highest value is alpha, and this alpha is provided to the most recent one. So we can say that equal weights are not assigned. That is good. Okay, and we can also say that highest weight is assigned to the recent demand data, just like the case of weighted moving average method. Okay, in that case also highest weight was given to the recent one and the lowest weight was given to the oldest one. So we can also say that it is a special case, or it is an advanced version of weighted moving average. You can also say it, okay, like this. And the fourth and the sixth one is it takes into account the forecast error. It takes into account the forecast error of previous month. Okay, what it does, it says that it takes into account the forecast error of previous month or previous period. How? Just look here. So when we were writing the formula that ft is equals to ft minus 1 plus alpha dt minus 1 minus ft minus 1. So what is this? This is demand. And what is this? This is forecast. So suppose that I'm saying that the people in the organization, okay, or the R&D department thought that the forecast is going to be 25 units. Okay, 25 units, but the actual demand turned out to be anything 30 units. Okay, the actual demand turned out to be 30 units and you forecasted 20 units. So you can see what is the difference. 5 units. Okay, those 5 units are just what? These are the shortage. You will not be able to provide the customer. Okay, you will not be able to provide the customer these 5 units, and it will be a shortage, and this shortage will directly related to your loss. Okay, because you are not able to provide those 5 units, or you are not able to sell those 5 units. It means they are directly going to loss your organization. Okay, revenue loss will be there. It means what is this? This is error. Okay, you can say that this dt minus 1 or ft minus 1 is basically what? This is error, or it is forecast error. Okay, this is error or this is forecast error. That's why I've said that it takes into account the forecast error of previous month or previous period. You are calculating it for tth period and you are carrying forward the error of previous month. Okay, you are calculating the forecast for the tth period and you are carrying the error of the previous month. It means if you have to find directly forecast error, okay, if you have to find directly forecast error, then you can say that the forecast error, it is denoted by E. Okay, it will be the equals to the difference of demand minus forecast value. Why? Because it will only tell you that you have deviated from your actual data or not. If the value comes to be 0, okay, it means your forecasting is accurate. If the value is 0, then your forecasting is accurate. It means the error is 0. 25 units you have forecasted and the demand was also 25, but it means there is no any deviations. Okay, there is no any deviations. The forecast error is 0. Okay, so the forecast error can be found in this way. So for any period, that is I period, just write here I and I. So this is forecast error. The forecast error is also one of the topics in this chapter, and for discussing the forecast error I have made another lecture. Okay, a complete lecture has been made to discuss this forecast error. So this is all about your exponential smoothing method. In the upcoming lectures we will discuss it about more. Okay, because it is one of the most important topic, and we will discuss some of the numericals which has been asked in the previous year questions. Okay, so just go through this lecture carefully. Thank you.